The Chiefs' first loss of the season came at the hands of the Buffalo Bills, and they looked out of sorts offensively at times. Too many 3-and-outs, too many miscues. They allowed 30 points on the defensive side, but I'm going to stick with the offense today. Patrick Mahomes seems to have regressed in terms of his pocket awareness, taking some of these things. All that being said, I know he's going to figure it out. The offensive line is a big talking point, but when you compare the numbers from last year to this year, they're relatively the same. They have given up actually fewer pressures this season than last year, but Mahomes is being sacked at a higher rate this year. What's going on with the offense? Is there a problem with the receivers getting understanding of all the different things that you have to do in Andy Reid's offenses? There's that adjustment period. All these things are true. But at the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes had the opportunity to make multiple plays in this football game. What happened to Xavier Worthy? Where did he go in the second half? That's not something I have the answer to, but there is some things that we're going to talk about today from the offensive side that I believe could have solved some of these things. Welcome in to the RGR Football Channel. Let's get going. What's going on, everybody? My name is Daniel Harms, senior film analyst here at RGR Football. And like I said, today we're going to dive into the offensive tape, talk about some of the struggles, how they can fix it, and why it's always a good thing to have games like this at some point. I think the Chiefs have been playing this kind of football for the past few months, and they've been getting away against the Buccaneers, against the Broncos. This time, you didn't get away. The Buffalo Bills got you in the first loss of the season. So before any of that, before we get into the tape, please, if you guys are new to the channel, hit the sub button right now and become a member. We just crossed the 30,000 subscriber mark. Thank you guys so much for doing that, helping us out so we can continue to bring content for you guys. Hopefully, we can continue to grow as much as possible here. And then allow me to earn a like from you guys as we get into the tape and talk about all the different struggles that the Chiefs had. Maybe not every single one, but let's go ahead and walk through some of the quick things right now. This was the interception, right? The very first interception. I don't care so much about the second one. I'm not going to talk about that. This is the one that makes no sense to me. First things first. This is second and short, and the Chiefs spread it out. Why not just run the football? Just run the ball. This is your offensive identity at this point. Get into maybe a 12 personnel, spread them out a little bit, bring Kareem Hunt back in, run the football. Instead, you spread them out. And honestly, you still get what you're looking for, but this ball goes over the head of Noah Gray, your intended target. But this is the concept they're looking for. You're going to get the spot route from Travis Kelce and then the over route behind it. The one thing I want you to look at quickly are two things. Initially, Travis Kelce is open for a first down. So even if they don't run the football here, Patrick just needs to throw him the ball. He's going to get hit. He's an NFL player. He knows it. Throw the ball. Throw it. He's got a first down. They can't get there before he catches the football. Just throw it. And he doesn't. He's late on the throw, honestly. He should have been throwing it with more anticipation, but he didn't. He waited. Here he pumps. That's fine. All right, fine. You pump, you draw that attention to the defense. All right. Boom, boom, boom. All three of these guys go to Travis Kelce. So what happens here? That leaves Noah Gray wide open, right? So you just reset and you hit him. No, that's not what happens at all. Patrick steps up into the pocket, puts his eyes down, and then tries to make something happen. I'll give him a little bit of grace here because it's hard to know that guy's going to disengage, but he has been playing this for a long time. You know that it's difficult for offensive linemen to know when you are coming up in the pocket. So right here, I would have liked to see him reset his feet and just throw the football to Noah Gray. He knows the concept. He knows where these players are going. And then he just ends up not eating the sack on top of it and making a problem even more of a problem. So Patrick has been able throughout his career to get away with plays like this. And a lot of times we've seen it happen where he completes it anyway. That has not been the case this season. It's been the opposite. He hasn't been getting away with as much. He has not been able to take advantage of some of the things that is happening with the offense. And it goes back to those basic fundamentals, right? This first movement, you just got to throw the ball. He's just late. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And by the time he gets back on page, he pumps it because he doesn't trust himself. He still should throw the ball. Even now, I mean, Oliver gets his hand up. It's why he doesn't do it. But at the end of the day, he should have thrown that earlier. And then you end up in this situation where there's nothing you can do at that point, and then it ends up in an interception. And we know what happened after that. The Bills scored a touchdown. So directly off that interception, the Bills score a touchdown. And a lot of it is because even without running the football, Patrick did not pull the trigger on Travis Kelce in that first down. So all of that being said on that play, there's a lot at Patrick's feet. There's a lot on his shoulders. He's being asked to do a lot. And this is a lot of the same concept. It's the same kind of thing that we just talked about. Xavier Worthy, he's going to come up here. Maybe he's a little bit short of the sticks. Fine. But Travis Kelce is going to come release underneath here and go to the middle part of the deeper part of the field here. And you have an outside release from Justin Watson. He's going to the out. Man coverage, okay? I have a feeling that Patrick Mahomes does not trust these players against man coverage right now, okay? So this ball should be out. Again, you've got some separation. The defender can't get there before the ball's out if you just throw it on the actual turn. But he doesn't trust it. He doesn't trust the man coverage of it, which is the bigger problem in this scenario because this is third down. If he would have thrown that football, this is a first down. If anything, it's fourth and short, and I think you can probably get away with going for it. But right now, throw the ball. Like, it should be out. These have to be timing anticipatory throws, and that's 2 in a row now that Patrick Mahomes in the first quarter of this football game, he does not take. He doesn't do it. So right here, boom, ball needs to be out. It's quick. This is what this offense is predicated on. It's getting the ball out quickly. It's third down. Just throw it. And instead, he just holds it. And then it's over from there. There's nothing else he can do. No one else is open. And by the time he gets out there trying to make something happen, he gets sacked. So the offensive line is not at fault in this situation, in my opinion. The ball should have come out, and it should have been a completion for a first down. He's got time. Gregory Rousseau gets in the face of Wanya Morris, who then throws him down. And then by that time, he's getting outside, and that's where everyone can disengage. So there's a lot, like I said, that's being said about the offensive line in general. But overall, I don't think that they were at fault on either of those first 2 plays. Patrick Mahomes not throwing the football being the one. But I will say, later in the drive, later in the game, against zone coverage, Patrick actually goes to Xavier Worthy on the exact same play. Hopefully, this is a sign of things to come with the timing and getting that figured out, because this is, again, into space. It's not. It looks like man coverage because of the way you've got Justin Watson coming out to this direction, and then they also bring the safety with him as well. But they're going to rotate this into zone coverage, so they back out. They rotate those safeties. So basically, that man coverage look allows the Bills to just rotate one player. That would be DeMar Hamlin out, and you still drop into that two-eye zone with him getting back there. So that's a really good fundamental thing to do, to see that you can just rotate those safeties regardless, and they can still take their responsibilities. But this is where you see, again, that space right there that Xavier Worthy is going to get right into. Just turn around right here. Boom. And then just look for the football. Patrick throws it, and it's a completion. Finally getting the ball out quickly on a third down again, this time trusting that he's going to catch it and make a play, which he does. So hopefully there's some growth there, because this is what we need to see going forward. That's, again, those first 2 plays stick in my head of how I think that when the Chiefs got those first downs, like we have seen, they continuously sustain drives. They get that momentum, which they need to continue to get first downs. When they don't, they just, when they can't get to those third and shorts and then sustain drives, they haven't really been going to, getting a first down and then punting. It's been either 3 and out, or you're getting a sustained drive unless there's a big problem, which we'll get to in a little bit. But overall, I think that there was a lot of other problems in this game that ended up contributing a factor. This is an interesting one for me, because I think that the play was going to end up a little bit differently. This one is on the offensive line for me. So you have like Travis running this corner route. You have the orbit motion from Xavier Worthy, and then you got the play action right here. But what I'm most interested in is Noah Gray, because I think Noah Gray is, again, he's coming across like this split zone look. But watch what happens here. Patrick is just kind of fading back into the pocket, back. I don't like how far back he faded this time, because one, it gave Von Miller an easy path to Patrick Mahomes, because Jawan Taylor, for everything he is, everything he can do getting out quickly, he can't protect against that. But then you have a missed block here from Trey Smith and Kareem Hunt, who don't come to this block in time. That allows that Oliver to get onto Patrick Mahomes too, where he can't step up into the pocket. But look where Noah Gray is. Again, I think that this is something that should have been taken into account. Patrick needs to stop drifting on this play here. Now you've got nothing to this side, okay? Second down and short. Once again, they didn't actually run the ball. Nothing here. You can't really throw it to Xavier Worthy, but Noah Gray is going to come out here. He's going to come out here late. And now Patrick is drifting. I would have liked to see this happen where he steps up into the pocket, they actually pick up that blitz, and then he finds Noah Gray late, because I think this could have been a really big play, if not a touchdown, because you've got these clear outs, and then Noah just kind of sitting there in zone. I know DeMar Hamlin maybe tracks him down there on the end, but at the end of the day, miscues, like Patrick drifting in the pocket there. I know that they just want a two-man route, but he's not even like running to the left side to make that happen, right? It's a weird feeling on that play. Like it was disjointed, because typically when you have a two-man route concept to that left side or a right side, you get a bootleg with it, and he's just drifting back in the pocket. So a lot of disjointed offensive plays, not getting exactly what you think you're getting, and then at the end of the day, the offensive line there does not give him help on the inside. Trey Smith getting beat and Kareem Hunt not being able to get to that block either. Lots of different things were happening. And I think that the Bills, I don't believe the Bills stopped them on offense. I really don't. I think the Chiefs stopped themselves. And this is another example of that. Later in the game in the second half, they're going to motion Noah Gray out here to the right-hand side. They're going to release Juju Smith-Schuster up to the middle, and Noah Gray is going to follow suit, but he's going to block out. Travis Kelce's just running like a 2-yard in route. This is second and long. Second and short. So 2nd and 3, I think this is what this play is. But this is exactly what you want. You end up getting that communication problem on the back end. And Patrick is just locked into Travis Kelce, who's not open, by the way. Not open on second and short. And he's going to throw the football anyway. Travis has not been able to make guys miss this year. He hasn't been able to do so. And you're trusting him in that situation to get open and then get a first down. But if you look back here, you got exactly what you want. You run that mesh concept with them almost when they run it, like, sorry, not mesh concept, but they're running behind each other and then they're breaking out almost like a scissors, but they're going to catch these defensive backs here and they're going to hit each other. They get what they want. And Patrick, instead of throwing it to one of these outbreakers or inbreakers, he throws it to Travis Kelce, who this season has not been able to make players miss. You can't do it. This has to be fixed. It has to be solved. You can't throw the football to Travis Kelce in this situation. Step up and throw the ball to Noah Gray. You're already looking that way. You don't have to come back to Juju Smith-Schuster, but you're looking that way already. He's not open. Throw it to space, and he just doesn't do it. He throws it to Travis Kelce. Granted, he's getting a little bit of pressure on the left side. I think he felt that a little bit as well, as Wanya Morris is going to get beat to the inside. But Patrick needs to see this right now and throw the ball to Noah Gray. It has to happen. You cannot be throwing to Travis Kelce on 2nd and 3 when he can't make guys miss right now. But also give lots of credit to the Buffalo Bills tackling in this game. They were fantastic. There wasn't a ton of yards after the catch in terms of making guys miss and then going. It was more you get yards and then tackled. So they did a good job on that part. And then you've got some miscommunications with the wide receivers, okay? Look at the top of the screen where Patrick's looking first. Okay. This one can't happen. You can't have two players in the exact same spot. I've seen this concept before, and I believe that DeAndre Hopkins is adjusting his route wrongly. So you have on the opposite side going to be around the same thing where Travis Kelce is taking that deeper in route or turn route where he's coming up right here, and Juju's going to just run that little hitch right there. It looks to me like this is what you're supposed to see, but I smartly, DeAndre Hopkins understands that he's got space underneath. He might have forgotten what Xavier Worthy was running. Also, Xavier could be wrong. I don't know, but I've seen this kind of concept before from the Chiefs. So if I had to bet something, it would say that DeAndre Hopkins is wrong. But guess what? But you want to know the funny part? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Patrick should throw this football anyway. He's wide open for a first down. And this is the problem. It's not perfect. It's not. You're right. You can't have that right there. It's 2nd and short again, by the way. If he just throws this before running out of the pocket and then Wanya Morris getting the penalty, there's no penalty. This drive extends. So he's looking that way first, right there. His eyes, you can see it. He's looking that way. Just throw the ball. Throw it. Throw it. He's open. Throw the ball. He doesn't. I think, again, because he did what he was not expecting him to do, he didn't throw it. And this ends up kind of catastrophically derailing a drive that they had going into Buffalo's, territory there to be able to get a touchdown or a field goal. And instead, you move back and you end up punting because you can't sustain this drive. Patrick needs to just throw it, man. That's third time in a row, or third time that I've showed you guys where he's not hitting that hitch route. I know it's an adjustment, and I understand that you have two receivers in the wrong spot, and it's not perfect. How many times do you think they run plays that aren't perfect? Like, that's all the time. This happens all the time. So it's no excusing the hold, which, whatever you want to call it, is questionable at best. It's no excusing the hold from Wanya Morris. But again, you can't do that. Like, right here is fine. There's no hold there, but regardless, it doesn't matter. You end up getting a hold because Patrick's getting out of the pocket instead of throwing the football. The football's out right now. Guess what? Play's over. No one gets a hold call. It doesn't even happen. There's no opportunity for it to happen. The last play on the negative side that I'm going to show you guys before I give you a little bit of hope going forward is this one right here where, he's moving back to his right and he's just not throwing the football. He's just not doing it. They have the concept they want. You have Xavier Worthy running, just this corner route right here, just kind of a bending into the space. And what that does is it's going to create a problem here on the left-hand side because this underneath defender, this DB right here, is in conflict. He goes deeper with Xavier Worthy. You have the check down. Cool. It's first down and 10. You can get 5-6 yards to a check down to Kareem Hunt. So right here, he's looking at Xavier Worthy. And honestly, he should just throw it. He should just throw the football with anticipation because now you have, again, Kareem Hunt to the flat where there's nobody. And this player right here is in some conflict, right? He's going to start looking this way because that's where his responsibility is as well with this zone coverage. So he's got to be able to play both that corner and the flat. So he has to make that judgment call. Right here, Patrick should just throw the football and just air it out. Get this down here, but I don't think he trusts that Xavier Worthy's going to do it. Okay, fine. That's fine. I get that. He's made 2 plays on the left-hand sideline where he doesn't come in with the ball. Okay, fine. Don't trust it. That's okay. But what happens here? The ball should now be out. It should. It's got to be out. You have to throw this ball to Kareem Hunt. You don't have a choice. You cannot hold this football. You can't do it because what we just saw happens is he gets out to the right-hand side. Players come down on him because there's nobody running to the right-hand side, so they have no responsibility issues, and they just come down and force an incompletion. Check the ball down. Check it down. But he doesn't, and this is what happens. So there's a lot that needs to go right for Patrick Mahomes. He needs to be better. There's no excusing the way that he's been able to play, that he played for large portions of this football game. I don't think he played awful, but this is not good. It's not good. And you're not willing to take shots here. Lots of other quarterbacks will take this shot to Xavier Worthy, or they'll just check it down to Kareem Hunt because there's so much space there. I know it's Kareem Hunt, but you're getting at least 5 yards. At least. And he's taking someone with him when he goes to hit them. So there's a lot that has to happen. But like I said, let's end with some good news. Okay, some good things that happen. I do think that the continuity, even with the mistake possibly from DeAndre Hopkins and Patrick Mahomes, is getting better. The continuity for the offense is better. It looks like that he's trying to fake the underneath DB number 7 there, Tyron Johnson, into thinking he's going across the face, but he ends up going into space. So you motion Xavier Worthy to the opposite, from left to right, and he is coming up here, right? He's just going to kind of release to the outside, and then it looks like they want to move Patrick out of the pocket and get this low or high-low concept to the right-hand side, but the adjustment. So right here, this looks like he's trying to hit to the flat, right? And then Xavier is coming this way. But instead, you see John Hopkins give a little head nod this way, and then get into space. Patrick does a nice job of identifying that and throwing it right to DeAndre Hopkins in space. Good job sitting down and just catching that. He did the same thing on the play. I think it was later in this football game, or the one that he had that was in between defenders, where Patrick's throwing it down low and he's able to kind of roll forward for a first down. This is just a good, maybe it's a slight adjustment, maybe it's part of the play. I'm not entirely sure, but the way he intentionally went out first makes me think that it was more of a sight adjustment based on the coverage that he saw beforehand. So that's a good route. It's a good concept. Run him with Xavier Worthy on the same side of the field. I think that's going to pay some dividends going forward. And then I've been asking them to hit this play. This is the play that I have been asking Patrick to throw for the entire season. Okay. I don't think he's thrown this to Xavier Worthy yet until right now. Maybe he's got one or two, but this play has been open all season long, and Patrick has refused to throw it until now. Finally. And you get what you're looking for. Again, you got man coverage this time, so you're going to run almost a scissors concept here with DeAndre Hopkins and Xavier Worthy. And you're going to get that man coverage rub, that natural rub. DeAndre Hopkins right here at the top is going to come underneath really quickly and pick that defender from Xavier. And then you have to have the safety come over. Really, honestly, this is a really nice throw from Patrick, shielding Xavier from the hit. If he leads him outfield here, you're going to get a safety building up and coming down to hit him even harder. This time he hits him in the shoulder. He's got to come back to it. I think he protected him for the most part, but nice catch, nice route concept here. And Patrick had time, step up in the pocket and then make a throw. They're doing whatever they can to hit him at the end of the day. So Xavier Worthy, we've talked about it a lot. He's made some mistakes. I think the good news is that he's at least trying. I know that play at the left sideline was not perfect, but when you watch the play back, he's dragging a foot. He messed up the timing. So it's getting better for him, for Xavier. And I think at the end of the day, this is going to help them in the postseason when it comes down to it. There's a lot of learning with the offense, but incorporating DeAndre Hopkins with Xavier, I think is going to be a big reason that they're able to get back to a Super Bowl. When you have the explosive ability and then you find ways to get him the football, you're going to have that. So all of the mistakes aside, they needed to play better in this game. There were opportunities for them to run the football in short yardage situations on second down, and they threw it. I would have liked to see them handle that differently against a defense that, let's be honest, is not going to expect you to run the football. Their defense is susceptible to explosive runs. They were pretty good in this game. Again, they got an explosive run, but at the end of the day, I think that they should have run the ball a little bit more in some of those short yardage, second and short situations, not necessarily waiting to third down, but second down would have probably paid some dividends and extended some drives. Maybe they win this football game if they do that. But at the end of the day, Patrick still needed to be a bit more trigger happy with the football. You're seeing it, you got to throw it. And some of these quick releases he just had trouble with in this game. And it's like his eyes were playing tricks on him, or he just didn't trust what he was seeing. So pressure, getting home, guys sacking him more often, the interceptions, all these things are playing into Patrick's head. I think that as the season gets, we're already halfway through the season now. If he's going to get better, this is how it's going to be. You have to watch this game. You have to start trusting your players no matter what. Rashee Rice was not necessarily a trusted player. They started throwing the football and good things happened. This game, they threw the football to Xavier Worthy early. And then that drive where he got like 3 or 4 targets. And then after that, it was over. So I think we're going to hopefully see the offense get better, incorporate your best players, DeAndre Hopkins, Xavier Worthy, Kareem Hunt, the run game, get it going against the Panthers, and we'll see what happens. So I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. Again, it's tough to watch back some of the struggles, but the fact of the matter is that each one of those plays, it was there. It was there. So little tweaks, little adjustments, trusting what he's seeing, and this turns out completely different in my mind. So again, we're just trying to get through some of this stuff. Hope if I can see it on tape, they can see it on tape too. So they just got to be able to implement it. And hope you guys again enjoy this breakdown. Everything that we do at RGR is for you guys. We'll have another video tomorrow. Gary will have another video. Ryan and I will be back on Friday for the breakdown for the Chiefs versus the Carolina Panthers this weekend. Hopefully they blow them out. That'd be nice to see. Have yourselves a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.